Hey everyone, this is David Ramsey from the MIT Media Lab. I'm here in my apartment and I'm halfway through my smartphone-free living experiment. And that means for the last month, I've been videotaping myself 24/7, all of my screens, and recording a whole bunch of physiological data and data about how I'm using my phone and my email. And today marks the day where I give up my smartphone, I lock it away, I turn off email on my laptop and my main computers, and I replace all of that with this little station that I've been working on for the last week, really in particular. And so I'm going to show you now what I've been working on, what it all does, and what the next month is going to look like for me. And then I'm going to lock my phone up on the stream in a verifiable way, and we'll see what it does. All right, so I'm giving up my cell phone, and obviously the two things that are most important with the cell phone are being able to make phone calls and text. And my goal here is not to eliminate my ability to communicate with people. It's simply to try a different user experience and see how that works. So this is the desk that I will be doing all of my communication from over the next month. And the first thing that we have to worry about is phone calls. So I'm gonna actually take this cell phone, my normal cell phone, and put it in this box. And also in this box is this lovely device that I have purchased, Cell2Jack, which is targeted at the geriatric population. It is a very reliable way to have your device talk over Bluetooth to a landline and work with a normal phone. So I have a normal rotary phone over here. I have tested it out, and I actually have a little address book that I've printed with the phone numbers of all of the people that are important enough for me to need to look them up. So that is how I will be handling my phone calls. I have turned off Bluetooth for every other connection on my phone. I've turned off the alarm clock, and I've actually purchased an alarm clock so that I can wake myself up in the morning. And I think that sort of takes care of the basics with the phone calls. So the other thing, obviously, is text messaging, and that's kind of the primary way I actually communicate with most of my friends. And so I've replaced text messaging with this receipt printer, which prints out incoming and outgoing texts. So you can see I've been testing this, and I actually have a long roll from the last day or two, and you can see, you know, this is basically kind of what it looks like. We have some texts from my Uber ride earlier, from my mom, you know, just time-stamped name and text incoming and outgoing. So this is a full record of all of my texting. I've been really surprised how much it generates just in a day. So that'll be interesting to see and manage. So that's how I'm going to be keeping up with what the texts that are incoming and outgoing. They will be printing to this little receipt printer here. And then to actually send a text, I'm using this remarkable tablet. So forgive my camera work, but here we go. This is a view of some of the people in my life. You can see I can scroll through and see the text messages, which will have been printed on the receipt printer. And so we can take, say, Kara. We can see that the last message that she sent is actually a image, which it will try to print on the receipt printer. And then we can actually write her something. So, see you soon, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And as soon as we hit this X here, it will actually send this text message for us. So you can see over here, if we kind of zoom in on the receipt printer, once the message is sent, it will print. So there it goes. You can see it says, see you soon, forgive the typos. This is the message that I've added to the end to all of my texts. And then if we actually check the cell phone to see what has happened, which I'm not going to show you all of my texts, but I will show you this one. You can see the last thing she sent me was that image, and you can see I actually have sent her now, see you soon, OCR'd in Python, forgive the typos, and the image of what I've written on my device. So that is how I'm actually texting with people now, using this pad over here, which shows the last text messages they've sent me, this printer to sort of print all of the recent texts, and then this phone in order to actually make the phone calls. So I think that's going to have a really dramatic effect on my texting, my phone use, my communication habits. I think just having to sit here and intentionally contact people and go through my texts will be quite an interesting and unusual experience. Being out in the world without a phone, obviously, I think will be challenging and unusual. The other thing that I'm trying to do with this experiment is also change my email habits. So instead of using email on my main devices as I have been for the last month, as I've been measuring myself, I am also changing my email client to this device, which is just basically e-ink screen and a nice clicky typewriter. And you can see, if you take a look at the screen, I actually have my email pulled up. It's synced automatically so that any download I make downloads to a Google Drive that I can access on my main computer, so I can download attachments. And then I have this set up in a full screen mode, so I also can access my calendar and just take a look when I'm responding to meeting invites, and my WhatsApp web. So this is the command station for communication. All of my communication will be happening here for the next month. And we're gonna see what it does. We're gonna see how it changes my habits, how it changes my stress, and we'll see how I adapt. Okay, so it is time to put my phone in the box. This is my actual phone. And I'm gonna go ahead and charge it and make sure that it's charging in there. So you can see we got the cell to jack, which should make it ring. And we have a solid box. So I'm going to screw this on really fast. And then I'm gonna do a little trick that a friend of mine that I met in Shenzhen, China, who had a lot of Bitcoin, taught me. He was really concerned about people tampering with his laptop. And so this is a way to sort of verify that no one is tampering with this thing. It is actually closed and locked the whole time. So you take some Scotch tape, some of the good sticky kind of Scotch tape, you put it over the edge, where in order to open this thing, we'd have to kind of rip off and destroy this piece of tape. We make a little tamper-proof seal, and then you paint it with some sort of nail polish that makes a pattern that is impossible to reproduce. So we're going to paint it with some glittery nail polish. And we're going to zoom in on that, and when that dries, there's no way to open this box without messing up this pattern. So this is my sort of verification method. I will, anytime I need to, well, the next time I open this box, I will show a newspaper with the date and this pattern of glitter, and you will know that this is legitimate. Obviously, there's some trust associated with this in general, but I think it's a cool technique, and gonna help keep me accountable to not sneak my phone out and try to use it, particularly on a night out when I might need an Uber or something like that. So there we have it. Phone is in the box, 1 month to go.